Welcome back to New Rockstars. It's me, MT, and coming out of the multiverse of Green Goblin gliding gladness that was Spider-Man No Way Home. One of the biggest questions that you guys have had for all of us here at New Rockstars is, why the hell did that Venom symbiote get left behind in the MCU? Like, what is so special about this black goo on the bar that makes it strong enough to resist one of the most powerful spells performed by Earth's Sorcerer Supreme? Well, my beautiful nerd babies, I think I actually do know the MCU scientific explanation as to why this happened, and I believe that it was actually teased to us in the post-credit scene of Venom Let There Be Carnage. So let's find out how together. Okay, so remember when Eddie and Venom are on their honeymoon at the end of Venom 2 and they start talking about trying new and exciting things together, and then Venom says this?
80 billion light years of hive knowledge across universes would explode your tiny little brain.
Wait, time out. Light years, Venom? Light years? Last time I checked, a light year is a unit of measuring space rangers and the distance light travels in space over the course of a year. So why, oh why, did Venom use a unit of distance like it was a unit of time? That sounds weird. Like, that's literally like saying you have 75 yards of experience in Microsoft Word during a job interview. Like, that shit don't make no sense. Unless he was actually talking about a unit of time. The light years, as opposed to say, I don't know, the dark years during the dark world. The period of time when the universe was dark before the birth of all the light and the stars with the Big Bang. However, just because the light life that we know of did not exist yet during this stage of the MCU, it does not mean that this dark universe did not have vitamin D deficient dark beings just chilling out, acting, relaxing, all cool, like dark beings tend to do. I'm always just chilling, man. Talking about Frogman, talking about Flexo. Yo, Flexo. I love Flexo. You know, beings like Malekith and the Dark Elves, and I'm speculating all the aliens affiliated with Thanos' Black Order, you know, like the native Sakarans and the Chitauri, especially the Chitauri named the Other, who literally walked around with a blindfold because the universe of light was just not for him. He just was not about it. And this is why Thanos' army was called the Black Order, because they were essentially the Dark Universe's Avengers in this poisoned world of light, basically using Thanos as a means to eliminate as much light life as possible, even though Thanos' goals didn't necessarily align with theirs. Anyways, this is absolutely key to understanding why Doctor Strange's spell was not able to affect this black flubber of death at the end of No Way Home, because like Malekith and the Dark Elves, the history of the entirety of Venom's race of alien symbiotes from the planet Kilntar predates the stars themselves. Because in the comics, the story goes that the symbiote race was originally created from the primordial darkness before the Big Bang by the primordial dark world being known as Null. You know, much like Malekith forged the Reality Stone, aka the Ether, from the primordial darkness of the MCU. And this being said, since symbiotes are beings made from that same primordial darkness, this means that their physical bodies are composed of dark matter, unlike you and me who are beings born from the light and thus are composed of light matter. Dark matter, for example, is the stuff that Malekith's daggers and weapons and pretty much everything that the Dark Elves use, because the only matter that existed in the universe before the birth of light matter was dark matter within the dark nothingness of the ether void. In fact, we can even see in Thor the Dark World that the ether sucks the light out of light matter to create dark matter. That essentially was Malekith's main goal, to blow the candle out on all the light matter in the universe. This makes sense to use the ether because of the nature of darkness absorbing light in the universe. Naturally, darkness absorbs light. And because of this absorptive nature of dark matter in relation to light, this is why Malekith's daggers can effortlessly pierce Korg's Cronin's skin, why Corvus Glaive's glaive can pierce the Vision's vibranium body, and how Thanos was able to deflect light beams with his Thanos Copter sword and even destroy Captain America's vibranium shield. This is all because these are all dark matter objects breaking down light matter easily because darkness absorbs light. And this is also why Wanda's magic is the only thing that was able to destroy Thanos' sword in Avengers Endgame, because his sword was made primarily of dark matter. It is this very same absorptive relationship between darkness and light that I believe that is central to how symbiotes interact with their human hosts. Self-Decode is a genetic testing and analysis company that provides tools for new insights into your health based on your DNA. You get personalized health recommendations based on your genome. They're the only company that offers truly personalized recommendations based on your DNA, and they don't sell your information to anybody, which is great because that's your DNA. You don't want people making clones of you and stuff. Your results display your genetic risk scores on a variety of health topics, from blood sugar to anxiety, and then give you a list of diet, supplement, and lifestyle recommendations based on your genes to help optimize your health. You can order a self-decode DNA kit or upload a DNA file you already have to get your results. Here at New Rockstars, producer Zach was really excited to get some health recommendations, so he took the test and shipped the kit back to self-decode, and about 6 weeks later, he got back his results. He got some great supplement and diet recommendations to improve his risk of high blood pressure or inflammation problems. And he was also super excited to see that he was at the lowest risk level for sexual dysfunction. Hooray! So build your own personal health regimen and take the next step towards optimal health. So check out the link in the description and use code ROCKSTARS to get 25% off Self-Decode. Check out their site and use the code ROCKSTARS to save 25% on Self-Decode today! Very much like the sentient ether was sucking the life out of Jane Foster in Thor 2, the symbiotes in the MCU are essentially dark matter absorbing light matter energy, specifically the orange human soul singularity energy that the Asgardians used their soul forge to detect this dark world symbiosis within Jane Foster in Thor 2.
It's a soul forge.
Does the soul forge transfer molecular energy from one place to another?
That is the human life force energy. That is the most important part of our bodies, our soul energy. And this is why symbiotes burn through humans so quickly in the Venom series. They literally suck out all of their body's bioelectricity because we've got all that tasty energy that they need, unless they find an actual suitable match, like your Eddie Brocks or your Peter Parkers, because this is when the symbiotic part of the symbiote comes in. Then this stronger human host will then be given the energies and powers of a dark matter being for their soul energy, you know, just in case you break your legs while trying to run away from bad guys in Venom 1. The reason why the Venom symbiote was left behind at the end of No Way Home was because it was entirely comprised of dark matter, outside of a light matter shell. And Doctor Strange's Runes of Kauf spell only applies to beings of light. Up until No Way Home, Doctor Strange has only been a light universe magician who could only manipulate light matter energy, primarily. I mean, he does use the Time Stone from time to time until it was exploded, which is why the Wizards of Kamar-Taj primarily operate using orange solar soul singularity energy that lives within every MCU human. This is essentially what all of Eternals was about. It was about the powers of this solar soul singularity. The Wizards of Kamar-Taj are just light beings using light energy to protect everything the light touches against the forces of darkness, Mufasa style, which makes sense. This means that the Runes of Kauf spell, a light spell cast by a light energy user, only applies to beings with light matter physiology, which means that the only reason Venom even came to the MCU in the first place was because he hitched a ride via his light matter human host, Eddie Brock, a human whose mind was connected to the collective multiversal hive mind of the symbiote race. So it is only because 1, Tom Hardy Venom was inside Eddie Brock's light matter body, and 2, actively connected to the symbiote hive mind at the time of the spell's casting, thus giving Venom the subconscious multiverse memory of Tobey Maguire's Venom from the Raimi films, that the Venom symbiote was able to hitch a ride to the MCU. However, the key here is that Venom is situated inside of Eddie Brock's body. Eddie Brock is Venom's taxi across the multiverse. If, let's say, I don't know, Venom were to, drunkenly leave a little bit of dark universe physiology on the bar, when Doctor Strange casts his Runes of Kaul light magic spell a second time, then whew, that little bit of dark matter would have effectively missed its light matter taxi outside of the MCU, which is exactly what happened. And since it's now stuck here, it is now going to instinctively go to its next best option, Peter Parker, because the symbiote hive mind now knows just how good radioactive Peter Parkers taste. And boy, do those awkward nerds taste like metaphorical chicken. That is why I believe that the Venom symbiote was left behind at the end of No Way Home. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section below, my beautiful nerd babies. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please follow me at MasterTainment if you want to see me tweet some weird shit and some really interesting theories, I think. But more importantly, please follow New Rockstars wherever we are, especially on YouTube, where you can hit that notification bell and get notifications for every time we upload a video. And also be sure to hit up newrockstarsmerch.com, because we always got the most amazing merch and things available, especially with Peacemaker. We got this amazing Peacemaker design that you guys should check out, because Peacemaker is an amazing show and James Gunn is the greatest man that ever lived. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.